Hello, my friends. I think I've got to get you a little closer. I can't see anything. And you probably can't see anything either. So, let's see. That should be better. Hi, guys. Hi, Irina. Hi, Manjats. Hi, Nina. Hi, Katja. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Angela and I am the owner of Creative Energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a WoodUbending retailer over here in Frankfurt in Germany. And Wednesday night is WoodUbending night. And tonight we're going to start to glam up one of those glass jars. You know, you can get like whatever, some pickles in, stuff like that. So we're going to glam those up. I want to give it a little bit of a metallic-y look. So we're going to use some WoodUbend ornaments, which I have put on the table. I didn't bring them. Yeah. Here they are. I want to have, oops, oh yeah. Already starting to throw the things around. I've got to get the camera going. Just like a little. And I'm going to bring it down in a second so you can see what we're doing. It's just as long as I'm talking so you can see my face. So we're going to have like this ornament, which is like the 1711. I'm going to take it out. You can see a little better. Out. Let's lay around. Which is this one, and this is going to go onto the glass jar. And yes, you can put the WoodUbend ornaments onto glass. So that's basically what we are working on tonight. I'm having this little crown, which is like the 1171, which is gonna go on the knob because you're going to, it's like obviously like this. And I'm just taking like some old hardware and going to put it on top, basically screw a hole. This is going to go onto the knob, so you can either use the jar for flowers or something like that, or you can basically store something in there. As I'm going to paint it from the inside, and the paint I'm using is not exactly food safe, so I wouldn't put any biscuits or anything like that in there, but whatever, for cotton wool balls or something like that, that'll probably be fine. So that's the plan. Let's get going. I also have the trim 0037, which is like the thinner one, which I want to have around the lid, then basically just to give the whole thing that it looks like finished, like a finished piece, and not exactly like a simple glass jar, what it used to be. So we're using some pigments by Posh Chalk, and I've got the pigments in silver and in orange gold, which is going to peek through just like a tiny little bit. I've got some chalk mineral paint in caviar in black because I want to use to give a bit of the aged look. And I think I'm going to catch my breath now and just checking again who is in because I can't see from over there. Hi Shaz, hi Kathy, oh hi Brigida, happy you made it. Hi Linda, guys, that's sweet. Okay, guys, when you join me, all the people are doing it already. Just let me know where you're watching from, and if you have any questions, just put it in the comments. I will see that I can answer that straight away. Just going to say hello to some people over at Instagram. So it is 8 p.m. over here. I'm going to bring you a little closer and down to the project so you can see what we are doing. And then, hang on, there we go. Okay, make sure that this doesn't drop. Hang on. Just like this. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see. Okay. This is always a bit tricky, you know, as I'm working on my own. So I always have to check that I can get you to see the things. So as I said, WoodUbends, who don't know the WoodUbends, they are, when they're in a cold state, they are solid. They're made out of wood. You can hear. You can drill them, you can sand them, you can saw them, and you can do everything what you do with normal wood. You can paint them, you can stain them with any paint, any stain you can think of. And when they are warm, in a warm state, they become nice and flexible. So the trim we're not going to do tonight. Tonight we're just going to look after the jar, I think, because we only have like half an hour all the time when we're here, and next time we're going to finish the project off. Okay, I'm going to warm this up to make it nice and warm. You can warm this up with a heat gun, you can warm it up with a hairdryer, you can warm it up on a griddle. So that works all fine. I'm going to put it on the griddle for now to make it nice and soft. And go from there. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to mix up all my paints I'm going to need so that they are all prepared. I'm going to need some wood glue. That's first. Yes, also when you apply it onto glass, you use wood glue. No matter surface you're applying it to, it's always wood glue. Just use a good quality wood glue because the piece itself is made out of wood, so that's helping it to adhere, and it soaks up the glue, so that's the perfect medium to work with. I've got the pigments. As I said, in silver, the pigments, they come in a powder form. I've got the silver one and I've got the orange gold one I'm going to work with tonight. And I'm just going to scoop some of it into this jar where I'm going to mix it up with some top coat. You can mix them up with any type of top coat you can think of. WoodUbend has like I don't know what is it called in English? This liquid you are having WoodUbend. Somebody help me, please. You can put it in there, and you can basically control the thickness and the intensity of your mixture, obviously by how much of the liquid you are applying it to it. So normal water doesn't help, so it's got to be like some sort of top coat which is basically going to dry down on the surface. So I just got to put a little in there. Should close that for now. Guys, if you have any questions, just put it in the comments. Yes, really weird. Times of next year will be better. Yes, times are really weird. That's absolutely correct, yeah. So I've got some top coat from Dixie Belle. I'm using the gloss one. I'm just going to mix up. It looks milky, but it's dry and clear basically. I'm just using a little. You can see it gets like straight away like yeah, it's like a metally look as yes, Nina, I will use the same glue. Always wood glue. I always use wood glue no matter surface I'm putting it on. So this time it's on glass, and I'm also using wood glue. So I will check first if that mixture is going to be how I want to have it. So I've just got like let's see, some artist brushes, you know, just some artist brushes, and I'm going to mix it up with those. You can see how that mixture is just and it's easier, or for me, you know, I mean, everybody's got like his own way of doing it. I find it easier to put in the powder first, and then I'm mixing it up with my liquid, whatever I'm using, because then I can really control the thickness of the pigments. So I think this is going to be fine. Is this mixed? Put that there. It's all prepared. Do the same with the silver one. And the reason they look like it looks like liquid metal is actually because there's like real metal bits in there. So this is pretty dry, so I'm going to put a little more of the top coat in there. And I can always make some more. I want to have the mixture pretty highly pigmented because I don't want to have too many coats of it at the end. So mix it nicely up, make sure that all the powder is like mixed, and then you have like this beautiful, beautiful paste. So guys, there's this. Got the glue, got the mixture, and I'm firstly going to apply the WoodUbend on here, and then I'm going to paint basically. So there's like this, it's like one of those seams here. I'm going to try to get that to the side. I've just rolled up like one of those kitchen towels. I'm rolling it up from both sides, so I've got like a little cradle, so to say, for my jar. I always do that when I work with round projects, and I want to lay them down to have them flat. So this has been on the griddle now, so you can see this gets nice and flexible. Obviously, the time it needs to get flexible depends on how thick your WoodUbend is, and this one is pretty thick, so this was needs a little longer than other WoodUbend, like the trims, for example. The thinner trims, they don't need that long. So and then I'm going to apply, as I said, the wood glue on here generously. This glass has been cleaned really, really nice. You know, this was like it's been in the dishwasher. I cleaned it with some alcohol just to make sure that there's like no grease or fingerprints or anything on there, because obviously nothing's going to stick to grease. So I made sure for that. And obviously the paints I'm using, you should have like some sort of a bonding primer, but as this one is not supposed to go into a dishwasher or anything like it, and for the look I'm going for, I don't want to have like a bonding primer on there because they are mostly white, and I don't want to have any white on there. So I already made a mess with the glue. Just take that off here. Don't want that there. So this is already cooling down again. Let's see, I want to have it about in the middle. So this is very slippery at the moment. It's very slippery at the moment, so this is going to need a little patience. So I'm going to warm that up again. I'm using my heat gun. As I said, you can use a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer, you can use an embossing gun. Everything works perfectly fine. Obviously, when you work with a heat gun, like I do, you should be a little careful because they get very hot, and you can burn yourself, you can char your WoodUbends, you can char your projects, and I know what I'm talking about because I'm very good at doing that. The circle is like a raclette oven. Yes, that's right, WoodUbend. You're still using wood glue, that's what you do. And this is sticking nicely onto the jar, so that like just make sure the whole thing gets like contact with the surface. So and I'm going to take like some of the excess glue off second with a baby wipe, and I'm going to come in also with a wet brush, just to get, well, make that a little tidier, so to say. Wood glue is the wood glues I use are water-based. I think most of the wood glues are water-based. I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think most of the wood glues are water-based, so you can take them easily off with I'm using baby wipes here at the moment, and I'm going to come in with just with an artist brush, and I'm going to make that a little wet, and you can basically wash it off, brush it off, so to say. You can brush it off. You can brush it off, and then you can come in with your baby wipe again and make that even more clean, just like this. So it's not 100%. That's no problem, as this piece is going to be painted anyway from the inside and from the outside. We're going to paint that because I want to get like a certain effect with the metallics. Okay, so this is probably nicely on there still. I'm going to heat it up again. When you applied it on there, you just heat it up nicely again. So it gets nice and soft. And it doesn't matter on what surface you do that. I mean, obviously, I want to drape this around this round surface at the moment. But also when you put it on a window, or when you put it on a mirror or something like that, don't think that they are perfectly flat. You can see when I squash it on there, there's like on the sides down there, on the bottom, there is like still some glue coming out. And this is basically a sign that I'm like snuggling it nicely onto the surface. Oh. Yep, that's right. Manal, the WoodUbending moldings, they come like that. You can buy them like that. They have like, I don't know, they have thousands of different items. They have like trims and stuff like that, and they just come like that. So you don't have to make them your own. They come like that, and you can adjust them to your need. If you want to use just like a part of it, I've done loads of videos by now. Some of the ornaments, they have like beautiful big ornaments also. I've cut a part, for example, to just make it a little different or something like that. But this for example, this comes like this. This is, I quite like that. This is going to be decoupage at the end also. So this is now nicely on there. This is going to cool down now, but this is not going to go anywhere. So that works beautifully. Get a clean baby wipe and just clean it off again. Sure. And then the fun is going to start. So on the inside, I am working now. I'm going to start with, let's see, glue to the side. This there. This to the glue. Okay. I'm all prepared. There we go. So now I'm starting on the inside, and I'm, let's see, not gonna do anything wrong. Okay, I'm starting with the orange gold, and actually I'm just seeing, you can see when you look from the inside now, you can see nicely the glue, which is obviously hasn't dried yet. This is going to take a little while till it's completely dry, but you can see how that nicely is basically stuck onto the surface, the whole thing. Now, that's what I just wanted to show you. Okay, this has settled down a little bit now, so I'm going to mix that up again just to make sure it's all nicely mixed. And I want to have like an irregular look on the inside. I'm going, as I said, going to paint it from the inside. And I'm just going to go in there with my artist brush and apply it. I'm not worried that it's like completely covered as for the look I'm going. It doesn't need to, because from the orange gold we're not going to see that much at the end. This is just like going to peek through the glass. What's the time? 22 minutes. So there we go. It's going to go all the way around. Just putting it on there. As I said, it looks more covered from the outside than it does from the inside when you look in there. So that's no problem. As I said, this is basically just going to peek through. Do a little bit on the bottom there. Just going with the brush. You could totally do that on the outside also, you know, what I'm just, you can only paint it from the outside, and you can do the whole thing from the inside, what I'm doing. So there's like different ways of doing it, but this time I'm doing it that way. So I'm just like starting with my orange gold on the inside. Then I'm gonna come in with some black. So leave it like this. I'm going to use my heat gun for now because I want to get going. So I'm drying it a little bit with the heat gun. As I said, be careful, it is hot. See, yeah, that's fine. That's already, oops, that's hot. That's already dry. So now I'm gonna come in with my black paint. I'm using chalk mineral paint. That's my personal preference. So you can use any paint you want to. So unless it's like dark, you can use some chocolate brown paint. This is basically just to give it like that it's not like totally metallic-y. It's getting like a little bit of an aged vintagey gold. So as much you can say that about the orange gold, because the orange gold is pretty bright. It's a very unusual gold. So I'm gonna come in again from the inside and paint this over from the inside over the, you can see now that there's like, I'm going to, maybe you can see that the black is basically layering behind the orange gold and takes away a bit of this clean shine, so to say. So let's go around and so all the way around. So, and for this project, I was inspired by Brandy Collenborn. She's she's a furniture painter, and she's done a project like this lately. So I thought this is quite fun. I've got to try that. And for me, this is a nice project, especially now for Christmas time when you want to have do some presents, or you need some decoration or something like that. You can put at the end, you can put some flowers in or whatever. So that's what it looks like now. So you can see, oh, this is still very hot. Sorry. Oop. Making a mess. I'm very good at that. So you can see that like the black is basically shimmering through the orange gold. That's what we're going for at the moment. And website, help me. Yes, Kim, you can find your local retailer on the WoodUbend page. So WoodUbend, you probably have posted already the link. Okay, if I missed any questions, guys, I'm gonna come back later to do well, to check for those. So okay, make sure that I'm not making a complete that to the side. So I'm going to want to have this in black also, so I'm just going to use the same brush and I'm gonna go over this molding. As I said, you can use any paints, any stains on your moldings. You can paint them before you apply them, you can paint them after you apply them. If you paint them before you apply the WoodUbend, you should make sure that you're using a flexible paint. So because the WoodUbends, if they stretch and bend, that you're not getting any cracks in your paint. And as this is some paint from Dixie Belle, this works really nicely with that because they are flexible, so they won't crack. So, and it's a chalk mineral paint. As I said, this is my personal preference, but you can use acrylic paints and other paints also. So that's that. And now it's the time. 28 minutes. I think time always flies. Let's see. There we go. This is the start to the project. And we basically laid the base. And next week, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so we're probably going to leave it like that now. It's 30 minutes now. So this is basically a nice start, and I don't want to rush it. I'm going to show you which direction it's going to go, because this is one I've already made. So this is going to be at the end the final project. You can see there's like the orange gold peeking through. I'm probably going to have it peek through. Hi, see you. So going to peek through a little more with this one. I'm going to see. But this is the start now. And next week we're going to do the lid and we're going to put the silver pigments on there. So thank you, Theo. Oh, is WoodUbend giving me some more time? Hi, Josephine. I know who you are. So, but I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to put the silver on next week, and I know Michelle, but it's already half an hour over, so I'm not going to take up more of your time. And next week we can finish that off anyway. So, but that's a start. We've used we've applied the WoodUbend, which is the WoodUbend 1711, which is that big piece, and we've applied the pigments in orange gold from the inside and then layered some black paint behind it. So we at the moment at this state that the black is peeking through. And next week we are going to apply the silver pigments on the outside to get like this look we are going for. And so we're going to do some decoupage because this got like a nice flat area at the front. You could also do, if you want to do some monogramming or something like that, this works perfect with this one also. So, but we can talk about it next week, what else you can do with it. I can have as much time as I need. Okay, which means I could carry on, because then I would do that. Can you just give me the okay? But then I would carry on. I wouldn't mind, instead of just like cutting it off at half. And I think I'm gonna go. So, okay, as I said, I'm going to apply the silver pigments on the outside now. So, right, if it's dry on the inside, and I'm just gonna go around like this. So hold it up, get it into those crevices, and go from here all around. And you can see it's like a pretty nice coverage. Therefore it is in a top coat. I could have made it even thicker, but I don't want to have it too thick. I'd rather have it layered a little bit and taken back in some areas. And as I said, this glass, obviously you can't put it in the dishwasher or something like that. You know, on glass you usually have to. Thank you, Solly. Thank you, Solly. So as I said, this I've got this inspiration from Brandy. She's done a project like this, and I thought this is absolutely amazing. And I thought this is going to go nicely with the pigments, which works out pretty good. So, and all the products I'm using, they are water-based. So I'm going to dry that quickly, just to, where's my heat gun? Nobody moves, there it is. To put another coat on there, and then I'm going to take some of it back. It dries really quick anyway. So with the top coat and the pigments, this is already dry, almost dry. So come in a little more. Come in a little more. All around. Just nicely the pigments. And you see, you know, when you use two coats, this is like completely covered. I'm going to activate my pigments a little more with some more liquid top coat. Just put a little more in there. Should be fine. And you can use any, well, metallics you want to, you know, if you do a project like this. So go around, just go around like this. There you go. And now just gonna go. It doesn't matter if like the whole thing is covered or not. This is going to give it a nice nice irregular effect. Now I'm gonna come with my with one of those sponges. This is like a sea sponge. I'm going to dampen that, make that wet. And then I'm gonna see if I can take some of it back in some areas. So that basically the orange gold is going to peek through. That's what I am going for. So this looks like this gives it like, because it's painted from the inside, like a dimension to the whole thing. So this dries really, really fast. So that's let's see, I can take some of it a little further back. And if you've taken too much back, you can always go back over with some more pigments. You know, if you think, you know, there's like too much there, you can just like slightly put a little more over. That works also. There you go. Now this basically, you can see the orange gold is now peeking through and gives it like this broken surface. Hi Betty, thank you for joining. What baby wipe? Probably. You could probably use that also. But that sponge is pretty rough, so that's basically, that works pretty nicely. But you could use a baby wipe, whatever, that's up to your own preference. So now I'm gonna go with the pigments a little over this ornament, and I'm going to take the brush. Basically, I think it's called perpendicular to the surface, just to go over it. And this is going to prepare it basically for the decoupaging, but this definitely we're going to do next week, and we're going to do the lid. So this can now nicely dry. So that's it then now for today. There you go, guys. I hope you like that. And as I said, next week we're going to make a nice lid with a nice knob and things like that. I'm glad to hear that you like that. Thank you, Michelle. So, okay, guys. Thank you, Solid Joe, for giving me some more time. So at least we get it a little more finished today. I'm the silver girl tonight. I'm not worried about that because those products are all water-based. So I'm going to clean those off under the water. Okay, but that's it now. I'm going to bring you back up so you can see my face. I can say goodbye to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, as I said, we're going to finish that off, make a nice lid with a nice knob out of like this, there it is, this normal lid, which is like on here, so that it looks like a nice, lovely jar. So give you some for Christmas presents. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great time. I give you inspiration. If you have any questions, again, put it in the comments. If you haven't done it yet, please pop over to my page, Elfen and Helden. Leave me a like there. I do lives in English and in German. And if you want to shop the products, pop over to the WoodUbending page. Check for your local retailer. If you haven't got one in Europe, I send throughout Europe, but please check for your local retailer first. That's important for them, as it is for me, for my local people around to support me. So that's the way it goes. You guys take care, and I'll see you next week to continue this project. Guys, thank you so much, and see you next week. Thank you, WoodUbending, for having me. Bye-bye. Cheers. All my American friends, have a lovely Thanksgiving weekend. So enjoy that. Bye, guys.